Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing Vinark. I hope you're all doing well. If this content is interesting to you, please like and subscribe. I wanted to get on here to talk about this article that was just published in People. And we know that People magazine is one that shares a lot of private information about Harry and Meghan, where you ask yourself, how did they get this information if not directly from them, allegedly? So the title of this article is Prince Harry Enjoys Sweet FaceTime with Meghan Markle, Archie, and Lilibet before taking the stage in New York City. Despite his jam-packed schedule, Harry made time to FaceTime his family, a moment that one recipient of the Diana Award described to People as so sweet. As Prince Harry's trip to New York City kicked off, his family back home in California was on his mind. On September 23, the Duke of Sussex, 40, FaceTimed his wife, Meghan Markle, and their children, Prince Archie, 5, and Princess Lilibet, 3, before he hit the stage at the 2024 Concordia Annual Summit in New York City. So I just have to ask, who was the one that reported on this? We'll find out who that is in a little bit. But why did they? The source of this information could have come from two people. Either the person that was interviewed or Harry and Meghan themselves. So we got to ask, where did this information come from? While chatting with his family, Harry panned the camera around the room, giving his children a mini virtual tour of the event space at the Sheraton New York Times Square Hotel. On the first day of his visit to New York City, Harry highlighted the Diana Award, the only charity established in his mother Princess Diana's memory. In a panel discussion on mental health, the Duke of Sussex was joined by Dr. Oho, CEO of the Diana Award, along with two recipients of the Diana Legacy Award. I don't want to say their names because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so he is just so kind-hearted. Not only was he helping us get comfortable with speaking on stage, but he comforted us after as well. Zank told People at the event, and backstage he was actually calling Meghan. I thought that was just so sweet, and it helped humanize him. He made sure we had no nerves at all. Williams added, here is someone who is in a high-level role who really cares about young people, cares about our voices and our actions. They say you never want to meet your heroes, but I met someone who I admire, and I am leaving the experience still maintaining that admiration, or even more admiration, to know he really cares about the causes he represents. Harry and Meghan, 43, are known to keep in close touch with their kids when they're away from home. When the Duke and Duchess of Sussex visited Canada for the Invictus Games 1 year to go event in February, Meghan memorably took photos on her phone of Harry trying to adaptive ski to show the kids. Okay, so why have we never heard of this before? I've been following these two for a long time, and I've never heard any talks about them FaceTiming the children, talking to the children. The only thing I remember about FaceTime and these two, actually there's two things. The first one is after their first or second date, Meghan Markle FaceTimed Prince Harry. Not a phone call, FaceTimed randomly. And to me, that is so annoying and presumptive. If I went on a first date with someone and they FaceTime me out of nowhere to ask me where I was and what I was doing, which is what has been reported happened, I would immediately feel like boundaries were crossed. It just would not make me comfortable. It, to me, already shows controlling and boundary crossing behavior. And maybe some of you won't agree with this, but when you don't even know someone and they don't ask, are you available for a FaceTime call? They just call you. And I understand you can decline the call, but it's, regardless of your response to it, it's the fact that the person felt comfortable enough to just decide to randomly FaceTime you. So I'm curious to know what you all think about that, or if I'm just weird about it. I don't know. I find that I'm so Um, my time is so important and my boundaries are so important that when I feel like they're being trampled on, it really rubs me the wrong way. And if it was me that I had gone on a date with someone and they FaceTimed me that night while I was at a friend's house, that would really, really be a turnoff for me. The other FaceTime call I remember with these two was when Harry was on, I think it was the James Corden show, and Meghan, again, randomly FaceTimed. You could see Harry's body language shift and him become so uncomfortable. Let me see if I can find a clip and put it here. So before I begin the clip, I'm going to say that I just noticed that it's actually the interviewer that FaceTimes Meghan and not Meghan calling Harry out of nowhere. But you can tell that Harry is visibly uncomfortable. He's self-soothing by rocking back and forth. His arms are crossed across his chest. And I mean, you tell me that the person on the other end of that FaceTime was not expecting a call. Just the lighting, the makeup, I don't know, she looks like someone to me that was prepared to answer a FaceTime call. So the phone call's about to begin. You can tell Harry doesn't feel comfortable. He's in the back walking away. He's gonna start crossing his shoulders. He's pacing. He is just not comfortable. He does this rocking back and forth. This is not a man that's comfortable with this phone call happening. So I'm wondering, what do you all think? How do you think this story came about? Do you think Prince Harry really did FaceTime with Meghan and the kids? Do you think it was just a FaceTime call that happened with Meghan? How do you think the story ended up in People magazine? I'm curious to know all of your thoughts. And I want to keep something in mind. Harry and Meghan get really mad when people go to the press with things that happen in their lives, unless they view it as something positive that has happened in their life, right? So, or can be viewed as something positive. And this is an example of a story that if people believed it, that this would be a positive story for their image, right? So it's just the hypocrisy gets to me. And, you know, we know that they want this controlled image of who they are, but they don't realize people see through the nonsense. Maybe if they took off all of this pressure on themselves, they could be more likable, because people like genuine people. And I know I said people so many times just now, but you all know what I mean, right? There's a sense of fakeness when it comes to Meghan and Harry, and I think we all notice it. So I'm wondering what you all think. If this content was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Leave me comments. I'm glad to hear from all of you, and I hope you all have a great day.